Hey, it's Eric, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to start, launch, and grow your print-on-demand business in the right way. This is what I've learned for the past 6 years in my print-on-demand business and past 12 or 13 years, coming up on 13 years in online business. So specifically, I'm going to go through how to get your first 10,000 followers and your first sales within 30 days, which is what I did with a brand new brand that I started from scratch here in May of 2020. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. So the first thing I want to cover is that I'm going to be covering a lot in this video. So most likely I'll have it chopped up into little bits. So if you know something already, like if you know how to start a brand, or if you already have a brand name and a niche picked out, you can skip ahead and all that kind of stuff. So that will make it a little bit easier on you, the people who are watching this. If you don't know who I am, my name is Eric. I've been a POD seller since 2014. And if I talk a little slow in this video, make sure just to speed it up, because this is probably going to be one of my longer videos. It's more of a tutorial style. I'm going to go through a ton of information. Make sure to save this to a watch later or speed up the video or whatever you need to do. Get out a notepad, whatever you need to do to jot down some notes, because I will be covering a lot of stuff. Most of the stuff will be extremely important, especially the step one that we're going to be going through here in a minute. So I'm not going to get too much into what I do or a background about me, I should say. All you should know is that I've had sales in the past. This is from a brand that I had in the sports industry, or I should say in the sports niche, and it did really, really well for quite a while until I decided to move on from that brand and sell it. But the same things that I'm talking about in this video is what I did with this brand that had, $4,000 weeks, $2,000 weeks, and this is just from one single design. So it's not like you have to create a bunch of print-on-demand designs to actually be successful. With that said, I will go through a little bit about how you can literally be in all different types of niches at the same time, but that's not really for this video. I'll go through a little bit about that at the end of this video. What I'm going to be going through in this video is the big picture strategy, and no, this won't be all on PowerPoint. Trust me, I'm going to get through this PowerPoint stuff, and I'll go through and show you some actual examples. I'll go through and show you how to build an audience, how to do all this stuff here on the screen. So the big picture strategy is pretty simple. So you need a passionate audience, and then you just add unique designs to that. And if they like your designs, if that audience is passionate enough about what you represent, then they will actually give you money for your products. And that's the very basics of this whole model. Build an audience, get them to trust you, get them to know your brand, get them to know your designs, and get them to purchase from you. And the way we grow is to use advertising once we have enough data to actually use advertising. We do not use advertising up front. I see a lot of people on YouTube just saying, run an ad and then put them through a funnel and get money out the back end. And that's fine if you want to do that, if you want your business to last about a year. But if you want something that you actually enjoy doing and that can last a really long time, like for the life of your career, then this is the way you want to do it. So let me go through the steps here, and then I'll go through the actual steps, and we'll get off of the PowerPoint because I don't like PowerPoint either. So step one is to choose a niche and a name. I'll go through that in a second. Step number two, set up your social accounts. Build an audience on social is step three, and then create content, set up your store, and then start selling to that audience. And there's multiple ways to do this. There's almost an infinite number of ways to do this, and I'll go into this specifically in this video. And then step 6 is to grow and scale using advertising. And of course, step 4 through 6, you are going to be doing constantly. Or let me rephrase that. Step 3 through 6, you're going to be doing on an everyday basis. You need to grow your audience every day. You need to create content every day. You need to adjust your store. Once you have your store set up, you'll be making small tweaks to it. But if you decide to launch a new design or a new product, then you're going to have to add that to your store. So you're going to be constantly doing that. You're going to be constantly selling to your audience in multiple different ways. And I'll show you all of those ways that I use in this video. And then you're constantly going constantly going to be using advertising. So step 3 through 6 is what you're going to be working on every single day. Steps 1 and 2 are kind of the setup process. So before we get into the actual steps, what I want to do is say, yes, this will take time. If you are a person that jumps from business opportunity to business opportunity, this is definitely not for you. You need to be focused on your niche, on your brand 100% of the time for a long time. This is not going to take months. It will take years to get to a point where you can replace your day job income or create a full-time income for yourself. So this is in no way a get rich quick. This is in no way, set up these ads and you're going to be successful type of thing. This is a long-term branding thing that we're going to be talking about. This is branding. This is not a transactional based business. Yes, we want transactions happening, but we want to actually build a brand that actually matters not only to us, but to other people and our audience. So one important note that I want to reiterate, but we start with print on demand first. And if you don't know what print on demand is, make sure to look it up. I don't know why you're watching this if you don't know what it is. Maybe you're coming from an ad, but we always start with print on demand because we need to know what types of designs and products are going to sell well with our audience before we go in and invest in inventory. So once we know what designs are selling the best, we start buying our own inventory, holding that inventory, and then we control a lot more of our business. We're not relying on another company to create our products and ship our products to the customer for us, because that is really kind of inefficient. It's a middleman that doesn't need to be there. So once we have the designs that are selling the best, we know they're going to sell, so you can actually buy the inventory that you need and then sell it and then reinvest that money back into more inventory. And that is how we grow. And that is how we control our actual brand, our actual products, because not only is our profit margins going to increase after we start buying our own inventory, but we're actually going to control when and how everything is shipped. So we can have really good customer service based on shipping times because we have the inventory. Once someone makes an order, we can ship it out that next day or that same day. But it's always good to start with print on demand because it's the easiest way to start. It's the cheapest way to start. You don't have to invest a ton of money in inventory and then have that, sitting on your shoulders like, oh my God, I need to sell this stuff. We have to figure out what's already going to sell first, and then we can start creating our own or buying our own inventory and holding it. So I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, leave a comment below and I'll make sure to answer it. So right now I'm going to go through a few examples of brands that I like and I trust and that have done this really, really well. And then I'm going to show you my own brand that I started back in May of 2020. So this is actually one of my favorite brands. I actually follow them. I've been following them for quite a while, and it's Drink Wisconsinly. I'm from Wisconsin, so they sell everything related to Wisconsin. They've been doing this for a long time, so they've actually partnered with Leinekugel Beer Company here in Wisconsin. They partnered with other people. They have their clothes in actual stores and stuff like that. So this will take a long time to get to this point, but they sell basically print-on-demand products. These are a lot of products that you can sell yourself without having to buy inventory first. Now, obviously, like I said, you want to get to the point where you have your own inventory, so your profit margins are higher and you control more of your business. But at first, you don't need all of these products. What I'm just saying is they have a really good brand because they're focused specifically on people who love Wisconsin. So they create designs around things that people in Wisconsin enjoy. So they enjoy hunting, they enjoy drinking. I think we're the #1 drinking state. We drink more, I think we drink 90% of the brandy in the world. So it's weird. Anyway, day drinking shirts, beer, cheese, football, Brewers, Badger football, everything related to Wisconsin, they actually sell. So if we go on their Instagram page, you can see what the types of things that they post, and it's all about Wisconsin, and it's not all about selling their actual product. Then this is what I really like about the way they handle their social media. It's really about engaging with their audience, keeping their audience engaged, and liking the stuff that they post. It's not just about posting pictures of their products. I see a lot of brands doing this, and I don't think it's the right way to go, because if you're constantly posting pictures of your products, yes, people are going to see your products a lot, but with social media, it's a different beast. You want to actually be engaging with your audience. You want to get new people into your audience, into your followers and your subscriber counts, and you don't do that with products, posting products all the time. You post it with content that they actually like. Like, I like these pieces of content that they post. This is, they call it the whiskey sip. This one says, one of my nephews just brought me wine and said, here's your night juice. And now he's the one I'm leaving everything to. So this type of stuff is funny. And this is the type of stuff that I would send when I'm on my phone, obviously, that I would send to other people that I think would like it. And, they branded their little logo down here, so it's from their page. And when people share things, more people come into their audience, which when they do share a product like this one, they know, like, oh, hey, they have the actual product to sell. And over time, people are going to like it and buy it. And once you have people buying it and taking pictures with your products, you can use their pictures for content on your pages. So it goes a really long way in the scheme of things when you're not posting just your products and your content, or excuse me, just your products. So I hope that makes sense. So let's move on to a different one that I want to show you that does this really well too. So this brand is called Lions Not Sheep, and it's all about freedom and things like that, and not following the herd and that kind of thing. It's more of a, I guess, conservative type of political play on things, but not really. I guess I don't know how to explain it, but they sell print-on-demand products. Obviously, they create their own in-house now, obviously. I think they've always created their own products in-house, but this store is doing, almost $1 million a month in sales. So their whole niche is, freedom, love America, and right here's a video. It says, what is Lions Not Sheep? And you can actually watch that, which is a good idea to put on your website. People need to know what you're all about. They'll start to get to know you on your social pages and through your content. But if you really want to drill into their head, you could create a video like this. It's pretty cool. And then a lot of people wear their stuff and post pictures with it. So they're doing a really, really good job. And right now they're to a point where they're using advertising to drive a lot of their sales because they have the data already from the customers that they've had in the past. So they use that data to create really good advertising to target people with Facebook and Instagram ads and possibly even other platforms like YouTube and Snapchat and TikTok and that type of thing. So here is their Instagram page, and this one does not show a lot of kind of content that they would like. So this is more about pictures with all their products, which is what I don't like, because as you can see, it doesn't really get a lot of engagement when they post stuff like that. But here's one without a product in it, and it got a ton of engagement. It got 3 times more engagement than a picture with a product in it did. So you have to have a balance of, here's what we're selling, and here's some funny stuff, and here's some informational stuff, and here's how to do something in that niche, in whatever your niche you're in. You have to create content that people are going to enjoy and share. So that's another brand. The Drink Wisconsin brand is definitely doing hundreds of thousands a month. Also, this one's probably doing $1 million a month. I follow the guy who owns this. His name is Sean Whalen. If you want to look him up, he has his own personal Instagram page and with a ton of followers. So that's how I found out about this brand. And I actually just purchased my first product from them the other day. And I've been following Sean Whalen for a long time, which kind of brings me to the point of, some people will start following you and not buy from you for 9 months or 18 months. But all you have to do to create a 6-figure, clothing brand or whatever product you're selling type of brand is to have 1,000 customers pay you $100 per year. That's it. So let me go into kind of the third brand that I want to talk to you about. And it's similar to the Lions Not Sheep, but it's much smaller. And this brand is called K-Buds. They're out of Canada, and they cater to rural Canada people who enjoy the rural parts. And they have a little pop-up here that says join the email list and get 10% off your first order, which is always a good strategy to get email addresses and to capitalize on giving more content via email. That's just one of the ways you can do it. But they kind of talk like Wisconsin people, for sure. I always say for sure. We're kind of close to Canada, I guess. But yeah, they have their own K-Bod brand, and they have a bunch of designs around this niche of rural, I can't even say that word, rural Canada. I can't say that. So let me take a look at their Instagram page, and they are doing kind of the same thing as the Lions Not Sheep brand. They're basically posting pictures of people wearing their products, which is fine. But I think if they really got into more like this, is more of the stuff that people do in Canada, I guess. You know, people like to drink up there. They like to sit outside in the cold. I don't know. I don't know what they do in Canada. There's like 2 months of winter up there, or 2 months of summer, I should say. I don't know what they do. But if they would post more pictures like this, so this one has 879 views, 189 likes, 188 likes. Let's go to the one of their giveaway. Their giveaway is 264, 213, 470. Okay, so they're doing like okay as far as engagement goes. But you just want to make sure that you have a good mix of the different type of content that you are posting inside of your niche. So I hope you're getting the point here. So let me show you my brand that I started back in May of 2020, and we're not on Instagram yet. We started on Facebook. So let me go over to the Facebook page. So this is my brand that I started back in May, and what I did was I took a group of people. I think there was 40 or 50 people that signed up to watch me create this brand behind the scenes, and what I did was have them choose the niche for me, and one of the niches was cooking. So I went a little deeper into that niche because cooking is so broad that I don't want that much competition. I want a little less competition, so I went into meat grilling and smoking, that type of niche. So I grew the Facebook page. I don't know where it says. I grew it from 0 to 10,000 followers, and let me go into the insights and show you this. So at the back of the insights here, this is when I started. I started on May 4th, and it's not letting me go to May 4th. It's letting me go to May 5th. So I started on May 4th, and we had 699 page likes in the first couple days, and then it went up and up and up every single day until we hit 10,000 likes on May 28th, I guess. So May 28th was the day that we hit 10,000 followers, and it took me only about $350 in ad spend to get to this point. But this is what you need to start a brand, is you need an audience, and Facebook is actually the easiest way to grow an audience and get your first sales coming in organically just from the people who follow your page. So in the beginning, I was spending $5 a day, and then I upped it to about $15 a day when it really started taking off, and I got about a 3-cent cost per like. So that's kind of what you want to be gauging your brand on, is when you're starting out, when you're just launching, is, you know, your cost per like. Now, I stopped advertising after that because I wanted to get to that 10,000 mark to see what my ROI is, like what kind of sales can I get just from this audience. Plus, we got to use a lot of different strategies to actually get sales. So now that I have a little bit of an audience here, we can start doing some sales process stuff. Now, I don't have a website set up. I sell on Teespring, which is a print-on-demand service. So that's what we're going to be starting with. We don't need a website right now. What I will be doing soon is creating a website. Then we're going to be using a print-on-demand supplier to supply all the products. Then we're going to be starting some advertising, some campaigns to start getting sales. Once I have those sales and I know which products are selling the best, then I can go in and figure out, all right, these are the 3 or 4 designs that I want to start with. And we can actually go in-house with it and actually buy our own stock and start shipping our own inventory out to our customers, so we can control more of our business. So I actually packaged that whole 6-week boot camp thing that I called it into the print-on-demand blueprint. I'll talk a little bit more about this if you want to join. It's the behind the scenes of me actually building the Meat Grilling Maniacs brand from scratch. And I also put in my other 2 courses about selling on Etsy and Amazon. If you just want to sell in every different type of niche you want, you can actually sell on Etsy and Amazon too without having to worry about creating a brand and doing all the social stuff and all that stuff. But building a brand is the way you want to go. So I'll talk a little bit more about the print-on-demand blueprint. It's not like a $1,000 course or anything. It's more of a case study. So I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video. So let's get deep into this, and let's go into step 1, choosing a niche and a name for your business. And I think choosing a niche is probably the most important part of all this. If there's one thing that you don't want to get wrong, it's actually choosing your niche, and it's actually the easiest thing to do. What you want to do is, I kind of have these 3 things that I think about when I'm choosing a niche. If I wanted to get into something new is passion. Do they have passion for, does this industry have passion for this niche, whether it's photography or whatever you want to get into? And most hobbies are very passionate about what they do. So hobbies are a good thing to get into. The second thing is, are they proud of something? Like the what Drink Responsibly brand is all about being proud to be a Wisconsinite. The Lions Not Sheep brand is all about proud to be a free person and loving our country and freedom. The K-Bud brand out of Canada is all about being proud of being a rural Canadian. So you have to really think about, are people proud in your the niche that you choose? And then the third thing is, does it evict emotion? Is there some sort of emotion that people get when they think about the industry that you're in or the niche that you're in? So those are the three things you should think about before you choose a niche: passion, proud, and emotion. So if we the easiest way to do this is type in list of hobbies on Google. And if you really can't choose a niche, the first thing you want to do before even going to Google and typing in list of hobbies or list of careers or pets, if you even just think about what you actually enjoy talking about, what do you share on social media a lot, what do you follow on Instagram? Those are the types of things that you are actually interested in. If you're interested in it, you are going to actually spend the time and give this business enough time to actually be a viable business. You don't want to get into Labrador Retriever dog niche just because it's a big niche, just because there's a lot of demand there. That's not how you want to do it. If you don't have that dog yourself and you're not passionate about saving dogs or whatever you are thinking about right now, then you probably shouldn't get into it, because this is going to take a long time to actually see the fruits of your labor. So you might as well pick something that you're actually passionate about. So the easiest way to do that is to kind of go in and go through a list of hobbies on Google. You could also go into your Facebook page and see what pages you like. Go onto your Facebook page and see what things you've shared lately. That is a good indicator of what you're actually interested in. And then go to Instagram and see what pages you follow and what you have liked and shared with other people. Those will give you a really good idea of what you actually enjoy and what you should start a niche brand in. So if you have any questions about, choosing a niche, leave them below and I'll try to help you out in the best way that I can. But that is really the only thing that I think about when I'm choosing a niche. So let's get into actually naming your brand. And what I want to talk about first is how I actually named my Meat Grilling Maniacs brand and what I kind of did wrong. See, what I did was I typed in something about, being passionate in the thesaurus, and I know I wanted to have meat and grilling in the name. And when I typed in passion, I eventually went through all these words and I figured out that a maniac, it would be a good type of brand a good type of name, I should say, for my brand. And what I didn't really think about was the research that you should be doing. And this comes back to actually knowing your industry that you're in and actually being inside the niche yourself. Because if I were to start this over, I would actually create some sort of freedom and liberty type of brand, or a golf brand, because I really enjoy golf. I share a lot of things about golf on social media. I follow a lot of people on social media that play golf, specifically professionals and like amateur golfers, and YouTube channels that actually have people just go and play golf and they just record their round. I actually watch those things. So I'm going to know the little nuances in the niche that will help me come up with a really good name that is not only short, but catchy, and is something that you can actually put on a shirt or a product and people will actually buy it just because of the name. So in golf, there is, a lot of golf fail type videos, and in golf there's a lot of professionals, but there is a ton more amateurs that really are terrible at golf but play a lot, and that's who I would want to segment to, is those golfers that are not really good but they just enjoy the game and they enjoy the little nuances that come with it, like drinking beer with your friends and doing playing in tournaments and doing weird things on the golf course. So there's this There's this brand that's not available anymore. They stopped doing stuff in 2016, but it was called Bogey Pro Golf, and it was targeting people who are bogey professionals, meaning you're not a professional at all. I mean, you are an amateur that is, that usually shoots between 15 and 25 over par or something like that, and that falls into most people. So this Bogey Pro is something that I would have definitely niched down into in the golf niche. And that's one thing you have to think about is, am I niching down enough? All right. Even a brand that is focusing on just Wisconsin and people from Wisconsin, they are doing super, super well. It doesn't have to be a huge niche. Like, I just want to get into the dogs niche. That's a really bad way to start your brand, because there's no real focus. You need to be extremely focused. You need to go deeper in your niche to actually find something like this, like Bogey Pro. And I think I bought a product from them. I don't know if it was a shirt or a hat a long time ago, but they post things like this. And it was all about being a amateur golfer. And I really like their brand. And it pains me to see that they stopped their brand after, I don't know, 7 years of having this page, at least, because they stopped in 2016. But I think I actually contacted this company after they stopped doing stuff and asked them if they would be willing to sell. And obviously they didn't get back to me because I don't own this brand. But this Bogey Pro name is a good name, because if someone sees Bogey Pro on a shirt or a hat, they would most likely buy it. I know they had hats that had a little +1 on it, and that was it. And I would definitely, buy something like that just based on the name. So that's what you have to think about when you are creating a name for your brand. The K-Bud brand is something that people say in Canada a lot. So when they see that, that gives them that emotion of, hey, I'm from Canada too. In their mind, it says, that's me. This is who I am. So that's what you have to think about when creating your name. And that all goes down to actually knowing your niche. And I don't know how else to explain it. In the niches that I know, like Bogey Pro is a good name in the golf niche. Another niche that I know is a lot about is liberty and freedom. I'm more of a libertarian politically, and I follow a lot of that stuff. So I always wanted to start like a Facebook page that about freedom, and it would definitely have freedom in the name somewhere. So you have to think about what people are talking about inside that niche. What are the little nuances? What are the little words and phrases that are specific to that niche that you can use in a brand name? So the last thing you want to do with choosing a name is actually seeing if it's available. So if we go to the trademark lookup, the uspto.gov website, you actually want to search for your actual name. So if we wanted to search the database, we're going to do a basic word search. We're going to search for Bogey Pro, and we're going to submit. And Bogey Pro is actually something that is a trademark, so we wouldn't be able to use that name. So that's one thing that you have to do legally to figure out if someone already has that name, is go through the USPTO website and make sure nobody else has it. Because if someone has it and you start selling products with that name on it, then you are going to get into some legal trouble, especially if you get really big and start making some decent money. And it says here, goods and services, clothing, namely golf shirts, caps, hats, and visors, jackets, golf products like balls, tees, accessories, all that type of stuff, they have the trademark on. You cannot use Bogey Pro on any of those types of products. So make sure that your name is not already trademarked. All right, so let's get into step 2, which is to set up your social accounts using the name that you created in step 1. And this is pretty basic. All you got to do is go to Facebook, create a page, create a name, put an image on the cover photo, an image for your logo. It doesn't have to be your actual logo right now. You can always change your logo down the road, but you just want to set up your Facebook pages so you actually, or your social pages, so you actually have those for later use. We're going to start with Facebook, which is what I recommend because it's the easiest to grow. And then we'll get into Instagram. So make sure to go to Instagram and actually create a new page through Instagram with your name. You don't have to put any content on it yet. We're starting with Facebook again, but you want to make sure that you you gather these names up before someone else takes them, so you don't have to change your username on every single platform, which will make it harder for people to actually find you. So you want Instagram, you probably want to create a YouTube channel, you want to go and create a Twitter channel, possibly Snapchat name, TikTok, Pinterest, whatever social networks that you are eventually going to be on, which is probably all of them. You want to set up accounts on all of them, and then we're going to be focusing on growing first on Facebook. Then we'll go into Instagram, which is the two main platforms that I suggest using right now. So that's all there is to step 2, is just set up your social accounts, and that's pretty easy to do. Step 3, we need to start building our audience, and let me show you how I did that with the Meat Grilling Maniacs brand. So the way you grow on Facebook is pretty simple. You just put page like campaign ads in front of the people that you want to target. So with my Meat Grilling Maniacs page, all I did was, and they changed this up a little bit, I've never seen this page like this before. So if we wanted to promote our page, I guess, actually, I'm going to go in and see if I can go into a different ad account. Hold on a second. All right, so I guess they changed this. I don't know where to get to my ads manager anymore. So I guess what we're going to do is go through this, and it's new to me. So I'm going to go to promote my page, and we're not going to use a post. We're actually going to use just an image. And what I did was I found a few different images related to meat grilling, and these are the images I used. This one, this one, this one, and there was another one, and this one right here. This one actually worked the best. So I actually created a number of different ads, and I ran them at $1 a day for just a couple days to see which image would do the best. And this one was actually the best as far as lowest cost per like. So I chose that one. So we're going to select that, and that's what our post is going to look like. And all we got to do is say, do you love smoking meat? Like our page. That is basically kind of what it said, and this is a preview of what the ad is going to look like. And when people saw this image, they say, do you love smoking meat? They would say yes in their mind, and it says like our page, so all they got to do is press the little like button. Some people just liked it on the bottom as a normal like, but that's fine. They're going to target people who are actually going to like the page, not actually do any other sort of action. So you're going to get the lowest cost per like because the AI is so smart. They know who to target. So then our audience, basically, we're going to edit this. We're going to go as wide as possible, meaning we're going to type in United States. So obviously you would target whatever country that you are in or whatever country that you want to reach. So United States, I guess, goes up here. And we want to go, I guess, within 25 miles. Okay, we're going to save that audience. So we're going to go into specific interests. Oh, we need to edit that again. See, I've never used this. It doesn't look like this normally. I don't know what's going on. I probably have to find the ad manager again that I used to work with. But basically, here's some suggestions. So barbecue grill, smoking and cooking. Those were the three or the 2 or 3 interests that I targeted, and that was it. Like, there's 13 million people in here. All we're looking for is a big audience living in the country that we want to target, and people who like the things that we like to talk about. So if I was the Drink Wisconsinly brand and I was just starting it out, I would obviously target only people who live in Wisconsin and people who like the Milwaukee Brewers and the different pages for drinking and cheese factories and that type of stuff. So different brands and different celebrities and stuff like that. You can target whatever. All you got to do is search for that people. So if I type in BBQ, that would be a good one. So Barbecue Pitmasters, the Barbecue Guru, all those types of things. Other pages, you can actually target the likes of other pages. So all we got to do is click Save Audience, and then we would run this ad at, usually I would start with $1 a day and see which image is working best. So I would create a number of different ads with different images, and whatever one has the least cost per like, that's the image I would use. And then I would bump up the cost per day to something around $5 to $10 per day for the first month, and that should get you to the 10,000 likes mark, and then you're ready to go to start with the next phase of this whole thing. So that's how I start getting my 10,000 likes and building my audience and building trust with them through the content that we're going to be posting to this page. Now, you can do the same thing on Instagram. There's a couple different things you can do on Instagram to grow your audience there. One is going and searching for similar pages. So if I search for barbecue, I could go to maybe this Chubbins barbecue page and say, hey, can you do a shout out and recommend our page? So they may do shout outs. You'll have to pay for it, obviously. but if you can get your content in front of other people's audiences and then have the description or the caption say like, go follow this page for more, you're going to get followers that way. You can also get followers organically by liking and commenting on people who actually follow this page. So obviously this is a barbecue page, so you can go into their followers and you can go in and look and see who commented, reply to comments. You can like these followers stuff, so you can go in and open this person and look and see what they're posting. Obviously they're posting meat. They like to grill meat. This is the person who I want to target with my Meat Grilling Maniacs brand, are the people who are following other meat grilling brands. So I would go in here and I would like a post or two. I would comment and say, oh my gosh, that looks delicious, things like that, and you will eventually grow organically. That is kind of the slower way to do it. You could also run some Facebook story ads and get people to follow your page that way. And that is similar to a page likes campaign, except you're not going to be choosing obviously the Facebook newsfeed or the newsfeed of Instagram. You're going to create a story, which is a different type of ad, but the ad will basically just say, if you love grilling meat, like our page and follow us. But when you're building your audience at first, you always want to start with Facebook. Just start with Facebook, get some sales coming in, and then once we have Facebook to a point where it's steadily growing, then we can move on to another platform. So just make sure you focus on one platform first, because you're just going to get overwhelmed with all the other platforms if you try and do this all at one time. Remember, this is a long process. It's not a short process. You want to be building this over a long period of time. All right, so we're going to be talking about step 4 now, which is creating content and setting up our store. Now, the setting up the store part is going to be super easy in the beginning because we're actually not going to set up a store. Well, technically not our own store. We're going to use a different platform, and then once we have sales and once we have money coming in consistently, then we'll create our own store and use our own products, or I should say sell our own products through our own store so we can have that customer information. And my voice is getting a little scratchy because I feel like I've been yelling this entire time. So all right, content. So let's go back. I'm going to go into Facebook, back to my Facebook page, and I'll show you the type of content that I post. And I'm going to show you a tool that I use to post automatically, so I don't have to worry about this in the beginning stages so much. And all I have to do is focus on getting sales instead of constantly posting all the time. So this is the dashboard of a tool called MeetEdgar, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to sign up for it. It's not a free tool, but it is the easiest tool to use because all you have to do is upload images and captions, or videos and captions, or whatever type of content you're posting, and put it in a category, and then you go into your schedule, your little calendar here, and you just schedule that category out. So right now I have 2 different categories. One is like meme and engagement type posts, where I post memes and funny stuff and things like that people like to share. And then another category is my actual print on demand products. So I have people wearing my products and I post those at certain times and on certain days. Now, at first, you do want to sign up for the lower price plan, which is $19 a month. But once you get larger, you may want to go into the $49 a month plan. But again, you're going to be posting content, a lot. So I think eventually you're going to have to just schedule them out yourself. I don't think the $49 plan is that much different than what, the $19 plan is, other than you have more slots available to you. Because right now I'm maxed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 different posts I can have per week in MeetEdgar. But at least I'm posting content every day. That is the goal with this MeetEdgar app, is that I don't have to go in every day and make sure that something is posted to keep people engaged with my brand, to keep my brand at top of mind for my followers. So that's the goal with the MeetEdgar app. So basically you just put in memes, and I'll go in and show you how to create new content. Basically, I have 3 accounts hooked up to this, and one is the Meat Grilling Maniacs Facebook page, and then I choose a category that I want to post in, and then I upload one of my images. So I can here's one of my images of my products, so let's do this smoke meat everyday image, and then I create some sort of text that goes with it. So what I put in here is, if you love smoking meat, this is the shirt you need. Grab yours by tapping the Shop Now button on our page. Tag someone who needs this. I actually don't put links in my posts, because when you have a link that goes outside of Facebook, or if you have a link basically anywhere on a social network that goes outside of the platform, they usually don't show that to as many people, because the way social networks work is they want to keep as many people on the platform as long as possible so they get their ad revenue. The longer people stay on the platform, the more ad revenue that they're going to generate. That's just how it is. So what you want to do is actually keep them on Facebook as long as possible. So what you want to do is just say that, tap the Shop Now button on our page. The Shop Now button is already set up to go directly to our store. And I'll talk about the store in a second. And then I always say something like, tag someone who needs this, or share this with someone who would love this shirt, or something like that. I always put an emoji in there of some kind, but this is really all you need. You can add variations to it too, so you can add different text. You can add a different image of the same design in here. And all you got to do is click Save to Library, and then it'll go into your library of actual posts that go out at certain days and times. So this is in the product, the POD products category. So when that image comes around, it will just automatically be posted. And so as you add more content to these categories, it just cycles through the content. Once it goes through all the content in that category, it goes back up to the top and posts that again. So you really don't need to worry about posting every single day. The only thing I worry about is when I'm doing a specific launch of a product. So if I have a new design that's coming out, I would most likely pause this for now and schedule out like a week's or 10 days worth of content around that specific launch or that specific deal or sale that I'm doing that week. But overall, that's really all I do, is just look at this and it schedules everything out. And this can do this on Instagram also. Instagram and Twitter can also be automatically creating all this content for you. So all you got to do is once in a while go in and add some new products, add some new images, add some new videos to the memes, add some new videos to the products. So it's really more of a hands-off thing is the content. So the types of content that you should actually post is, one, engaging content. So the memes and stuff, as you can see on our page, we do have our shop setups, we have some products in there. But as you can see, like the memes, we're always posting engaging content. We're always posting stuff like this, as well as the products that we actually have for sale. So you could have like a memes category, you could have a videos category, you could have a products category like I have, and just set them up in Meet Edgar and they just run automatically for you. So I don't have to go in every day and worry about what kind of content I'm going to be posting for tomorrow or for today if I haven't scheduled it. This makes it super, super easy to always have something being posted on your social account. So as far as setting up your store, I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself because we haven't gone into the actual designs yet. But as far as the store, I just use the Teespring store at first. Obviously, I'm going to be going into using WordPress and WooCommerce because that's the platform that I've used for a long time. You could use Shopify. I don't use Shopify at all. I don't know why they have a monthly subscription, maybe because it's so easy to set up a store, but it's really easy to set up a store in WordPress too using WooCommerce. I'm not going to go through all of that because it's so complicated. That's like an hour-long or 2-hour-long video in itself. But what you want to do right now is just set up a store in Teespring with some products. They have a ton of products that you can choose from apparel to socks and phone cases, accessories, mugs. This is all the stuff that you need for now to start getting sales. And you can actually set up your own store within Teespring. So if I go and log in and I go to my stores, I can see that here's my 9 listings and here is my actual store, and it's just teespring.com/stores/meetgrillingmaniacs, and I have a little logo made, and then I have my products. This is all that we need for now to start getting sales. Again, this is going to change to our own store. We're going to have our own products. We're going to have our own inventory at some point, but we need to do this with the minimum viable product thing when we're first starting out, especially probably within the first year of you growing this brand. So I actually forgot a step in here, and I probably should have put this step before the setting up the store and the content, but either way you can do this in either order. We need to find some designs that will actually resonate with our audience. So I'd like to use a tool called Sorting Social because we can look through Pinterest and Etsy to see what's already selling and what kind of images and quotes and things that people already like that are in our niche. So if we were in the Second Amendment niche, let's say that we were doing a niche, or we were in a niche that related to, gun rights or something like that, we can do a search for that And this is going to come up with a ton of stuff on Pinterest related to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this load and I'll show you how this tool works. It's really cool. All right, so I loaded some of the results, and what this is going to do is we're going to sort by the engagement of the actual images. So these images are things that you can actually create or at least find ideas for specific designs, whether you're having this put on clothing or phone cases or wallets or whatever type of products you're selling. So I like this image. It says freedom, has a nice ring to it, and a bit of recoil. So that is something that you could take and put on some sort of design. Now, I'm not saying you have to use that exact phrase, and you don't want to be copying any designs. Obviously you want to have your own unique brand or your own unique design. But what I would say with this, freedom has a nice ring to it, a bit of a recoil. Or you could just say freedom has a nice ring to it with a bit of recoil, and just have it as a text-based design, like a typography type design. So once you have that actual design, you want to take it to a designer and get them made. Now, I use Upwork.com for most of my designs because I actually hire a designer to create them. So you just create a job post saying, hey, I need 20 designs created. If you want to pay $10 per design, that's fine. You have it open to all different countries. You'll get a bunch of bids, and you'll basically test out some people that apply, and then you can hire them, and you can pay per design. So you could pay anywhere from, I pay as low as $4 all the way up to $25 for a design, depending on the type of a design that I need. Obviously, if it has a little more illustration to it, then it's going to be a little more pricey. But in general, you can have good designs created from anywhere from $5 to $20. Which in the scheme of things is not a lot of money, because only 1 or 2 shirts sold is going to pay for that design. And then that design can sell thousands of times over the course of a year or two. So this is the tool that I use to find a lot of my design ideas. But here's the thing. You can use all the tools that you want when you're trying to find designs. But the biggest thing is going back to step 1, where the niche that you chose is something that you're actually interested in. So you should be able to come up with designs just based on looking at your Facebook newsfeed and your Instagram pages and stuff like that. If something comes up in your niche, then you should be able to create some sort of design from that. But Sorting Social is the tool that I mostly use, especially for my Merch by Amazon and Etsy side of my businesses. And that is definitely not part of this video. Etsy and Amazon are different beasts. That's all about the number of products that you have up. And branding is all about the audience size and how you market your actual brand to your audience. But I use Sorting Social a lot, so if you want to check it out, there will be a link in the description or somewhere on this post, no matter where you are watching this video from. All right, so all you got to do is we have our content set up in Meet Edgar, and we have a store on Teespring after we found our design ideas and created some designs. So the next step is actually selling to your audience, and this is going to be really slow in the beginning because you only have a finite audience to sell to. Usually after about a month, you should have around 10,000 people following you, but organically you're not going to get a lot of sales. But here is the way you need to start selling to your audience. The first thing is organically. So basically, when we go to, if I go to view my page as a visitor, I have a Shop Now button. That Shop Now button leads directly to the store in Facebook. So they're not leaving Facebook. Remember, we want to keep people on Facebook for as long as possible. That's what Facebook wants. So we want to give it to them. So if they like this Makin' Bacon design, all they got to do is check it out. They see the price, they see the title. If they go and check out on our website, they will go right into our Teespring store. And here's our store with the actual design on it. They can choose the hoodie or the actual t-shirt, and they can buy from here. And we actually get paid the difference between the cost that Teespring charges us, which is about $10 or $11. So we're going to make about $8 on this shirt every time it's sold. So there is the organic way, which is just posting on your Facebook page. Now, the paid way, which is the other way to do it, and obviously you can post on Instagram and all that kind of stuff too. The paid way to do it is actually setting up ads and directing them, or the audience that you choose to target should be the people that already follow you. And what you want to do is set up your ads in a way that is very, very low budget, so you get the most out of your budget. The more you spend per day is going to have a negative effect on the return. And what I mean by that is, since we only have 10,000 people following us, $5 will most likely reach about half of those people. So if we're spending $5 per day, we're going to reach all of the people in about 2 or 3 days. So in 2 or 3 days, we may only have, 1 or 2 sales, which is not going to justify the cost that we've paid. So you want to do it really, really slowly. We want to go $1 a day, and we want to create some sort of image that has somebody wearing the shirt with a link to the actual place to buy the shirt. And we want to set up all of our products in different campaigns. So we're going to have all of our products running at $1 a day, and then soon we're going to figure out which are the best products to use. And we're going to use that money to reinvest in our business, to grow our audience, and to use in growing our audience not only on Facebook but on Instagram also. So once we have that going, we can actually go into Instagram and start posting on Instagram. We can reach out to influencers in the niche. We can reach out to other people in the niche, like that person who was following the barbecue page. I can reach out to him and say, hey, can I send you a free product? And he will most likely say yes. Even though he has, a couple hundred followers, that's just fine. You want to send people your product to get more eyeballs on your product. All you got to say is, if you reach it, can you just send us a picture of it? That'd be great. And then we can use that on our page. So the basics here is we're basically just growing our audience. We are engaging with them. We're getting them to know, like, and trust our brand. And over time, they're going to purchase from us. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about initially selling to your audience, make sure to leave a comment below. Again, this is going to be a slow process. This is not about setting up one ad with one product, sending it to the landing page, getting them to buy the product, and making money. This is not about that. This is actual branding. This is actually getting people to know, like, and trust us in order for us to be successful. So those are a couple strategies that you can use. Now, the strategy that I like to do when I am just starting out, and I haven't done it yet with this page, is to actually do some sort of giveaway. The giveaway will not only lead to more email subscribers, but the giveaway we're going to be doing a launch style of a product. So let's say that we have this Smoke 'em if you got 'em design, and it's brand new and it's coming and it hasn't been released yet. We can put this on a hoodie, and we can give away the hoodie, or the hoodie and the t-shirt together, and we can create an ad targeting our own audience and get them to sign up to our email list in order to win that shirt. And when that design comes out, we can actually pick the winner. We announce that on all our social pages, and then we announce it to our email list. And then when the people open the email, they can say, like, hey, for the first 4 days that this product is live, we're going to give you a 20% off discount. So instead of it, being $20, it's going to be $16 for a t-shirt. Instead of a hoodie being $45, it's going to be $36 or whatever. I think 9 minus 35 is, or 45 is 36. So for 4 days, we're going to actually have an influx of sales. So not only is the giveaway building our email list, which we can then send more emails to these people down the road and get them to know, like, and trust us even more, but we're actually going to get some sales from this giveaway because we're doing that short time frame sale on a brand new product. So that's another way that you can actually do this. And there's a tool, I know there's a lot of tools in this video. It's called King Sumo Giveaways, and this is what I've used in the past to really grow my email list and grow my sales at the same time. Basically, you start a contest, and we'll take a look at this live example. You can start a contest, or it's going to say, like, hey, shirt and hoodie giveaway. This is the amount of time left that we're going to choose them. Here's the value of the product. We're going to have 1 or 2, maybe 3 winners, depending on what you want. They put their email in and then click enter, and then they go through a process. If I put in an email, it comes here and says, congratulations, you're in, but you can even win more entries by sharing things on Twitter and Facebook and Messenger and Pinterest. So not only are they getting more entries by sharing it, we're going to build our email list with people that don't even know our brand yet, which is great because they're going to sign up, and we're going to have a better chance at getting to know them and getting our products and things in front of them. So this is another really good way, especially if you are creating a new product or launching a new product, to get people into your ecosystem and get people to follow you and know who you are. I love doing this when I have new products because it gives me a lot more email subscribers. Of course, course, some people are going to be in the email list who just want free stuff, but you can always clean up your email list. If people don't open your emails, you can always delete them. That's fine. So you're not paying for email addresses that you're not that people are not opening. But overall, this is going to help you get customers. And from this email list, you can actually create what is called a lookalike audience on Facebook. So if people are opting in to receive a hoodie that says Making Bacon on it, or chain smoker, or whatever type of design you have, these are people that actually enjoy smoking meat. So this is your audience. So you can take that email or those email addresses, put them into Facebook ads, and then what they'll create is a lookalike audience for you, meaning they're going to find people who are most like those people who signed up to your email list, and then you can use advertising to figure out which products are best suited to sell, what are going to sell well, and what is really going to grow your brand is using these lookalike audiences through Facebook. Now, obviously, those are 3 ways to do it. There's tons of ways to do it. You can use influencer marketing also to do this, to promote anything based on a giveaway or building your audience or trying to get sales. You can use influencer marketing on Instagram or something like that. You can also use Google Shopping ads. There's a lot that goes into actually getting sales like this, but in step 6, I think all those things are down the road. Right now, you should focus on posting, so organic sales on your page, and then the small Facebook ads that you're running for $1 a day to figure out which of your designs is going to be selling well, and then the giveaways. So those are the 3 things you should be focusing on to get your first 500 to 1,000 customers. So after we have our 500 to 1,000 customers, now is the time that we need to grow and scale with more advertising, more aggressive advertising. And what I mean by aggressive, it just means that we're going to give our customer list to Facebook and Instagram and have them find the people that are most like the people that have already bought from us. And like I said, we're going to be using lookalike advertising for that. And I finally found Ads Manager. All I had to do was Google Facebook Ads Manager. But here's my Meat Grilling Maniacs brand. That's my account. And as you can see, I've spent almost $400. That was just from $350 to grow my likes, and then a little bit to promote some products to get a little bit of sales coming in. And I did have a few sales come in the first month. So once you have 500 to 1,000 orders, and this may take a while, trust me, you just have to be patient. And again, it all goes back to step number 1, choosing your niche. You need to choose a niche that you're interested in. Otherwise, you're not going to be interested in doing this in the long run. So what we want to do is we want to create some sort of audience based on the customers that we already have. So if we go in here, and as soon as this loads up, we can create what is called a lookalike audience. So what we want to do is we want to create a source. So our source is going to be, it can be a lot of different things, but we want to take it directly from the customers. So what we want to do is create a custom audience or a custom audience with LTV. So LTV means long-term value. And this is where you would take the customers from your store, also the number of purchases that they had. So along with their name and their email address and where they live and all that kind of information. Obviously, you don't need to put in where they live. I usually just do email, name, and how much money they have brought in so far. So then you're giving Facebook as much data as it possibly can use, and then they will go in and create an audience of 1%, 2%, 3%, whatever 10% lookalikes. You want to start with 1%, then go to 2%, then go to 3%, and they will create audiences that are based on the customers that you already have. These are the most powerful ads that you can use, and it's super easy to get sales this way. So this is what you want to be using long term. Another thing you want to be using is Google Shopping ads. I'm not going to go through Google Shopping ads at all, but it's similar to this. You can upload your customers and they can find customers based on who is already searching on their platform. But that is how you're going to grow your business and really scale it kind of past that, $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 a month level to $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month level. So if you have any questions about growing and scaling or any of the steps that I went through in this video, make sure to leave them below. I do actually reply to the comments on my videos, so make sure to comment if you have any questions. Right now, like I said, I'm going to talk about the Print on Demand Blueprint, which is my case study on how I built the Meat Grilling Maniacs brand from scratch. I took a small group of people, and what I did for the first 6 weeks of the brand is show them everything that I did, from choosing the niche. I actually went in and I did live streams every week with them, and the first live stream was actually choosing the niche and the name of the actual brand. So that's what we did in the first video, which is the live stream, and you're going to get access to all the live streams. And then you're just going to see how I actually chose the niche and the name, how I built the audience to 10K followers in 24 days, how I got my first sales, how I'm growing and scaling and expanding the audience. This is the behind the scenes look at the brand, the Meat Grilling Maniacs brand that I've been talking about in this video. You're also going to get access to the Merch by Amazon formula and the Etsy formula. So if you're selling on Merch by Amazon and Etsy, this is definitely something that is going to help you, because there are over 100 videos just for Merch by Amazon and Etsy. That's where you are numbers based. So instead of building a brand, you're basically working in all different niches, and the more designs you upload to these two platforms, the more money you're going to make. I actually do sell these for $45 each. I'm going to put those inside the print on demand blueprint for you, so you get access to those for free, as well as the 6-week branding bootcamp. So just a little bit of background about the Merch by Amazon formula. This is one of my students. He's doing $3,000 a week, over $3,000 a week just on Merch by Amazon. Robert is doing over $10,000 on Etsy in his first couple months when he actually figured out how Etsy actually works. And this is John, who's done over $93,000 in revenue on his Etsy store just in 1 year. So if you want to join the Print on Demand Blueprint, you're going to get access to the 6-week bootcamp, the Merch by Amazon formula, and the Etsy formula, all three of those programs. The Etsy and Merch by Amazon are tutorial based, so those are the courses that I sell for $45 each. The Print on Demand bootcamp is the actual case study, so you're going to get access to all those videos and all the live streams, so you can actually set up your brand in the right way. So I don't skip anything. I left in everything that I did to set up that brand. Also, inside the blueprint, when you sign up, you're going to get access to the Academy, which is the extension of the blueprint. So every week I upload new videos, and every month I do a live stream with the people in the Academy, and I update everything on what's going on with the Meat Grilling Maniacs brand. So you get a free month of that too, and if you want to stay a member of the Academy, you can stay a member. So once you join, you'll see the video to actually sign up for the Academy for the free month. So again, I hope you join the blueprint. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and share it, or tag somebody, or whatever you want to do to get more people to see this video. I think this might be the longest video I've ever created. It did take me a long time to create. I hope I didn't leave anything out, but if I did, make sure to kind of comment below and I will get to any questions you have. Thank you. We'll see you later.